My concern would start with the phrase of our future food needs. I'm going to say something now which is quite surprising for a meat producer, but I'm going to say that frankly we should all eat less meat, from a health perspective, from a global warming perspective, from everybody's perspective. We should eat less meat, but when we eat meat we should eat better meat, and we should eat meat that has a much higher animal welfare standards, and we should eat meat that's much better produced with natural ingredients. And if we did that, then we wouldn't need to have such a large amount of intensively reared, high-level production farms, which, no matter how they try, simply can't provide the kind of level of animal welfare that I and lots of other people like myself feel happy with.
Well, some would argue that given that they would be subject to the farm assurance scheme, they would.
Well, they will be subject to the farm assurance scheme, but the difference is that there's a large unit at the moment which is in planning, I believe in Foston in Derbyshire, and they're going to have 25,000 pigs on site. They'll all be indoors. They may occasionally get to see daylight outside, but they'll be reared indoors, and then they'll be taken off to slaughter at 18 weeks. And if they're not, they'll drop dead at 22 from heart failure because they've been fattened up so quickly. If you compare that to a free-range pig that lives outside, is born outside, does what pigs are supposed to do, and is happy.
Aren't you just scaremongering now?
No, not at all. I don't believe, from a health perspective, there's nothing wrong with intensively reared pork. There's something wrong, in my opinion, with eating too much meat, but that's a different argument. No, I'm not scaremongering at all. What I'm saying is that as well as the highest levels of animal welfare, which I personally believe we should all have, but the public are not willing to pay huge amounts of premium for, we can have that with great tasting food. And if we put those two things together, I am seriously very worried that we are breeding a generation of people in this country, and indeed globally, who are just so used to bland food without taste or flavour that they don't really know what they're missing.
You've given me your opinions. What's your hunch on what's going to happen here?
The intensive lobby, the intensive farming lobby, will win through, and my hunch on that is for two reasons. First of all, I think it's a powerful lobby, both politically and in the farming world. But also, despite everything I've just said, the public are used to the diet that they have, and far more important and influential people than me have tried to change people's diets, and far more money has been spent on public education with limited success. But we shouldn't give up. We should carry on. We should continue to try and educate the public in terms of eating a better, more balanced diet, to eat less meat but better meat. And then we should also educate them about animal welfare and the taste of food. And I think if we carry on doing that, it's a very long haul. Probably won't see it in my lifetime. Hopefully my son will see it in his. But just because it's going to take a long time doesn't mean we should give up on it.